All right, it looks like we have some participants. So we're just going to go ahead and jump in. I'm Kayla. I'm a pediatric speech language pathologist and co founder of Cheat Sheet Speech. Carrie, unfortunately, is not able to join us today. She got hung up in a session, so you're stuck with me. But today we're going to talk about our top 5 language strategies that we use as speech language pathologists to promote language and communication opportunities at home. If you have any questions, you can put them in the live chat and I'll try to answer them at the end. So our first strategy is wait time. Our little ones' brains are still developing. So it's going to take them a little bit longer for them to understand what you're saying, process it, and then turn it into expressive communication. So we want to make sure we're giving them enough time to do all of those steps to then express themselves. So this strategy sounds kind of easy, but sometimes our parents do have a little bit of a harder time waiting because it feels a lot longer than you're used to. So what I would do, let's say if I have my cute little ocean toy that I've been using all week, has a bunch of different ocean animals, comes with this cute little fishing rod and some different cups too for sorting. Adorable, I love it. So let's say I've been going fishing for my little ocean animals and I keep using the phrase pick up. I'm going to want to model that a bunch of times so that my child gets the repetition and starts to understand the play routine that we're doing. So I would go pick up every time I pick up one of my ocean animals. Pick up. And then when it's their turn, they're reaching or I'm showing them that I'm going to pick up the next one, I would use the word pick and then wait before I say up. So it would look like this, pick up. And then I would use that word. I would accept them saying up, using a vocalization, using even an expectant look. I would accept a sign, any of those things you want to acknowledge as a communication attempt. And then either you finish the word or if they said, that's great. And I would just model it again after them, pick up. When you're waiting, giving them that expectant look is a great way for them to just get more feedback of like, oh, I should be doing something during this time if I want something to happen. But again, waiting is the key to give them that time to process and realize, oh, I should be saying something or doing something to communicate to make the action happen. Our next strategy we use as SLPs is 2 choices. A lot of times we have parents come in and say, my child's using more for everything, but they won't use other words. So I would recommend using 2 choices in those moments to grow vocabulary. By modeling 2 choices, you're giving the child that vocabulary model, and then you're also passing off the independence of using the word by having them tell you which one they want or using any communication attempt. So if we're still playing with our ocean animals, I would say, do you want crab or a starfish? Crab or a starfish? So I'm modeling 2 different words. These are great vocabulary words because maybe they know star, but they might not know crab yet. And then if they reach for one or if they use the word, a lot of times they'll use the second choice, then you give them that item. This is also a great one to do if they have like food preferences. Let's say they really like strawberries, and then you offer strawberries or broccoli. They might choose the last one because that's the last one they heard. But as soon as you give them broccoli, they're going to realize that broccoli goes with that food, and that is not what I want. So then you can just model, oh, strawberries, you want strawberries. And this way you're giving them the 2 choices, names for what they want instead of just asking for more of one food. Strategy number 3 is building routines. SLPs love routines because they are very predictable. So you're basically giving the answers to the test, right? You're setting them up for success. Verbal routines might include like ready, set, go, peekaboo, or implementing language into your daily routines, like using a song at bath time or Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star every time your child goes to bed. And so then your child's able to store that vocabulary. It's stronger in their memory because it's centered around something that they're doing every day or they're doing like once a week. They're be able to build stronger moments around those routines. So, for example, if you're using Ready, Set, Go, what you could do to make it a language opportunity is just not use the word go after you've presented it a lot of times. So, you would do Ready, Set, and see if they fill in that verbal routine with any communication attempt. Number 4 is self-talk or narrating your day. This is my personal favorite because it is just a way for your child to absorb language from you. You don't need any extra materials to do it. You just talk about what you're doing. And sometimes parents find this a little bit awkward at first, but then you get used to it and it's so easy to implement throughout your day. So, for example, if I was washing dishes, I always use self talk. You're going to say I because it's from your perspective. And that's actually good for the child because when they go to imitate what your production is, they'll use the I pronoun as well, which would be correct from their perspective too. So I would say, like, oh, I'm washing dishes, all clean. And then your child can hear you using that vocabulary at the sink while you're washing dishes. You might use this with the ocean animals too, naming just like, oh, I'm putting in crab, I'm putting in starfish. And the great part is you don't have any expectation for your child to imitate. You're just giving them that language model. A lot of times parents feel like they need to quiz their child in order to see if they can like prove their knowledge, but we don't want to give a quiz before we've given the material. So this is a way to really explain that material by modeling our language before we're seeing what they know. And then our last strategy involves just changing your environment to set it up for communication opportunities. So creating a space for language is just important as like how you're using it and modeling it in your everyday life. So you want to make sure you're taking advantage of small opportunities for your child to learn language. This might look like instead of letting your child take goldfish right out of the pantry themselves, setting it up so that the goldfish is in a bag, so they might have to ask for assistance. You can also put on a pantry, you could put a visual board of what's in the pantry so they could point to goldfish in order to let you know that's the item that they want. The child might also just be going for what they can access instead of maybe what's preferred. So putting a visual of what's in the pantry, even if something's out of reach, then they might actually ask for that item that's out of reach that they would prefer instead of just something that they could access easily without having to communicate. I also like to do this in the playroom where you put things in clear bins so that the child can tell you which toys they want to play with and also ask for assistance. And then this way you just have a lot more opportunities to present items one at a time to again create more language opportunities. Sometimes people are afraid that it's withholding, but when you do engage in play or these opportunities, you're going to immediately accept the communication attempt and present the item. So we're not holding the item away from them. So let's say they wanted the goldfish, but they're not saying help. That's okay. You can model help immediately and then give it to them. But at least it gave you the chance to model help instead of just not having that opportunity at all. So those are the 5 strategies that we use the most as speech language pathologists. They were wait time, choices, routines, self-talk, and then creating an enriching communication environment. Thank you so much for joining our live. Let's see if we have any questions in the chat, and I'll try to answer some of those. And if you have any other questions, you can always DM us or email us, and we can help educate you from an SLP perspective. Let's see if there's any questions that come in. What are some of your favorite toys this summer? Yes. So I am definitely using these ocean animals. They're so cute. And it's great for just like expanding vocabulary because we don't use crab or starfish or turtle as much as like farm animals. So it's giving them opportunity to learn more vocabulary. And then I also love the ocean gears. Okay. What's the difference between wait time and withholding? Okay, that's a great question. So, wait time is you're giving space for the child to process. So, going back to that example with the fishing pole or fishing rod, I'm modeling the opportunity, pick up, and giving an expectant look for them to finish whatever I was saying or to indicate a communication attempt. Where withholding would be like keeping it from them completely, which we don't want to do. If the child isn't making a communication attempt and kind of reaching for what you have, one, I would say try to control the environment a little bit more so that you're maybe only presenting one or two items at a time. They can't access everything. And this way, it's a little bit more of an opportunity between you and the child to engage. But then also, you want to make sure you just like model that part immediately as soon as they attempt. So if they do reach immediately, that is their communication. So you actually don't even have to give as much wait time. They were trying to tell you something right away. So then I would just pair that with some language. All right. I think that might be all we had time for today. Again, you can DM us or email us. All right. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks. Bye.